Starters for Broadway. Starting offense, and wearing number 65 tonight in honor of Anthony Wetzel, Jared Nicklow. At tackle, number 50, Bryson Lutz. At guard, number 51, Brent Halls. At guard, number 72, Ong Yi. At center, number 62, Parker Smith. Wide receivers, number 22, Bryce Suiters. Number 20, Nate Chanel. Number 1, Brian Wheeler. And number 19, David Blue. Tight end, number 30, Keyshawn Renzo. And running back, number 7, Brandon Cruz. And the quarterback tonight, number 10, Nick Lord. Defensively for Broadway. Defensive tackles, number 62, Parker Smith. Number 51, Brent Halls. Number 65, Jared Nicklow. Inside linebacker, number 33, Philip Lama.
Austin's going to call me.
Inside linebacker, number 16, Brady Smith. Outside linebacker, number 20, Nate Chanel. Outside linebacker, number 2, Hunter Kaplinger. Quarterbacks, number 19, David Boo. And number 1, Brian Wheeler. Safeties, number 22, Bryce Suiters. And number 4, Derek Kyle. The Gophers are coached by head coach Brad Lutz, assistant by Chris Lutz. Correction, Chris Getz, Danny Clark, Max Lasky, Adam Lutz, Charles Lutz, Taylor Mills, Joe Paxton, Bob Pettit, Aaron Reed, Willie Cannell, and Derek Trumbo.
Y'all have a good evening.
Hey, thanks. We'll try.
Please welcome to the field the Broadway High School Fighting Goblin Regiment.
I'm thinking about
And
that.
the direction of Becky Steele.
I hear you on that.
What's up?
Right. I know the perfect person to call.
We're looking forward to another strong season this year, and the Movie competition.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty sweet. Gotcha.
Friday Night Lights are back. Shenandoah Valley Sports Game of the Week, live in high definition. Go to TelemeDaProductions.com. Tune in every Friday night. Live stream begins at 6:50. Go to TelemeDaProductions.com. Shenandoah Valley Sports Game of the Week.
Telemedia Productions and Shenandoah Valley Sports team up to bring you this presentation of high school football's Game of the Week. Tonight's Week 5 matchup will feature the visiting Blue Streaks of Harrisonburg High taking on the homestanding Gobblers of Broadway. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ty Comer alongside Nikki Newman for tonight's matchup of Two teams coming in with identical 1-3 records. For Harrisonburg, it hasn't been all that pretty, with two of their losses being by 28 points or more to start the year. However, tonight does mark the opener in the Valley District, so Nikki, they've played tough competition outside of the district, and now that kind of showed them where they are and where they stand and what their weaknesses are. They should be ready to roll in the district, right?
Absolutely, and it's always nice having those out-of-district games to kind of measure their success so far, what's working well for them, what they really need to focus on getting better at going into district play. And with Broadway, a team that they see every season. So they should be familiar with what they like to do defensively, what offenses they like to run. And again, tonight, the potential of Marcus Robinson-Jenkins back in the lineup for Harrisonburg after being out due to injury. So a lot of things kind of working in favor for Harrisonburg tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned teams seeing each other every year. For Broadway, they'll be looking for some revenge from last year's matchup in Harrisonburg, where the Blue Streaks won by a score of 42-6. Even in their losses this year, Broadway's defense has kept them in games. If you take away the game against a powerful Sherando team, the Gobbler defense has held teams to an average of 14 points. And as you know, Nikki, as a CAA Defensive Player of the Year, good defense can win you some ball games.
Oh, it certainly can, and that's going to be huge for Broadway tonight, is to continue to try to do that on the defensive end, bring that effort. It's going to be imperative that they kind of control the tempo early. Harrisonburg has some big guys up front, so if they can get to their quarterback, try to make Harrisonburg make some big plays, I think that will work well for them on the defensive side of the ball.
These two teams will look to start out their Valley District seasons on the right track. Broadway and Harrisonburg kicks off when we return.
Life happens everywhere. Like it never even happened, only happens here. The cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. It's hard to stop a train.
Bob Wade Subaru, a non-corporately owned family dealership founded 37 years ago by Bob Wade, whose vision was to help people buy cars with professionalism and care. Today we have those same values that provide the car buying experience with that personal touch that you won't find anywhere else. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Score it the Wade way.
Eagle Carpet has been serving the Valley for the past 54 years and is looking forward to the next 50.
Our experienced staff offers the best local service in the industry and the widest selection of products available on the market today, including luxury vinyl planks, ceramic and porcelain tiles, and a large selection of long-lasting carpets. Finish your home improvement project with paints from Porter and PPG. For the best selection of quality products, expert installation, and competitive prices, there is no better choice than Eagle Carpet.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicab Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just another way we put your needs first.
Clear to zip. Break a little. Touchdown. Good job. Game on.
Broadway High School band there performing the national anthem. Some heavy hearts here tonight in Broadway as we actually have, I guess, Gerard Nicolo is going to play in the number 65. He usually wears number 52, but he's going to wear 65 tonight in honor of Anthony Wetzel. And Nikki, you told me you know a little bit more about this than I do.
I do. I actually work with his wife, and he just recently, last week actually, lost his battle with cancer that he's been fighting for quite some time. So definitely heartfelt wishes to that family. But like you said, Gerard Nicolo honoring him tonight by wearing 65.
So they will have, I guess Wetzel was a part of the fire department, and they have a huge gathering here. I guess it's the entire fire department out there, and they're going to take the field with the Broadway captains.
Yes, and I believe it looks like his son is going to be the honorary captain tonight as well. So very cool to...
Yeah, a cool moment, but a tough one at the same time.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, Broadway will have their hands full, as we said. Harrisonburg, while they say, 1-3 record this year, it's they've played some really tough competition up front, and they're coming off of a year where they finished first place last year. They were 8-4 and 6-0 in the district, so it kind of shows you they've struggled outside the district sometimes, but have always been, I don't know, pretty dominant here in the Valley.
Oh, absolutely. And their head coach, Chris Thurman, I think that's one of those design things where they're trying to get on their schedule a lot of tough teams early to kind of measure where they're at going into district play, like we mentioned earlier. But also just to get the experience for those kids playing some tougher teams. So once they get into district play, they're a little more comfortable with what they want to do.
Absolutely. You also mentioned in the pregame a possible insertion of Robinson Jenkins back into this lineup. That would be huge for Harrisonburg. Marcus was coming off a year of 2,000 all-purpose yards. He scored 24 touchdowns. He was first team all-district as a running back and a kick returner. He was then first team all-region at running back and honorable mention all-state also at running back. He's a shifty and creative back, and he's going to use his blockers efficiently if he gets in there tonight.
Oh, absolutely, and a huge offensive threat for Harrisonburg.
We'll observe a moment of silence.
Thank you.
We didn't know that was coming yet. We didn't know that was coming. On the other side of the ball, Broadway, head coach Brad Lutz back at the helm this year. They are 1-3 on the year as well. They're 0-2 here in Broadway, 1-1 on the road. Their win was last week over William Monroe, so they're going to try to get some momentum rolling towards a better year so far.
Certainly, and they should feel good about that win that they had, especially, again, coming into district play.
A 44-6 tally over Monroe. So we will have the coin flip here. People are on the edge of their seats for this coin flip.
Actually turned out to be a really nice evening tonight as well, so goodness, the rain held off.
Yeah, there was a little bit of rain in the forecast, no longer here in Broadway. 77 and clear, so a beautiful fall night. We were talking earlier, though, it's I'm kind of ready for it to be cool.
Oh, absolutely, me too. More football weather.
Absolutely.
Broadway has won the toss.
So Broadway won the toss,
Giving off to Harrisonburg.
and they deferred, so they will be kicking off to Harrisonburg. So we'll get to see if Marcus Robinson Jenkins is in that lineup pretty early on. As we mentioned, they're coming off of a year where they finished 8-4, 6-0 in the district. They won the district last year. The year before last, they also finished tied for first, so they've had a strong hold. But they did graduate their quarterback, A.C. White. He's now playing tight end at ODU, but I think his little brother is actually going to be the starter. That'll be Aaron White.
I believe so, and a family of athletes there. I'm very close with both parents, just being involved with JMU and stuff, and definitely a very hard-working group of boys. So I'll be interested and excited to see, how he does in his next 2 years with the Blue Streaks.
Jaheim Anderson figures to take quite a few carries, as he played a pretty big role last year as, I believe, just a sophomore last year. Now stepping into his junior season, He'll split out at wide receiver, but he'll also take some carries out of the backfield. Bryce Suiters, I'm going to want to say that all night just because of the last name, but Bryce is the man to watch for Broadway. He's the signal caller. He is a sophomore standout in baseball as well as football. You talk about athleticism and hard work. Bryce will definitely show that. And there you see the fire department coming back off the field. But as we were mentioning, Bryce Suiters is going to be the quarterback. Andrew Mall and Timothy Lapp probably going to get the lion's shares of the carries tonight.
Absolutely, and if you're Brad Lutz, you have to be excited about Bryce Suiters only being a sophomore and the ability.
Counted for all 3 touchdowns, whether it be through the air or on the ground. 2 weeks ago. So the kicker for Broadway tonight will be Brandon Cruz. He will be kicking it deep. I believe that is number 2 back there. There is Marcus Robinson Jenkins. So we got our answer quite early. Kick will go to the up back. That'll be Austin White. He's the quarterback. He's got a seam up the middle. And a nice return gets him up just to about the 50-yard line. So a great start there on the return for Harrisonburg.
Can't ask for much better than that. Great ball position on the field starting right at the 50.
It's not often that you see a quarterback take the kick there on the kickoff.
Be a little dangerous. Definitely not one of those positions that you would want to lose to any silly injury with something like a special teams return.
So no Anderson out there, or no Jenkins right now. It'll actually be number 19 at quarterback tonight, Kai Lockhart. White will split out to the wide side. First play is a pass, broken up. Almost intercepted off the deflection. Great defense there by Broadway on 1st and 10.
And a big target there out at the wide receiver position, Jazen Walker. Interesting, but not surprising that Harrisonburg would go to a pass play to start out the game and try to mix things up against this Broadway defense.
Well, we mentioned there is quite a bit of wind tonight, so passing game could be affected by that just a little bit. If you are wondering, the wind is at the quarterback's back here. Next play will be a speed option. Keeper from Lockhart. And he'll gain it about 5 yards and set up a 3rd and 5.
I can't catch the number right now. I believe that was number 4 for Broadway with that tackle, Garrett Kyle. Just a nice job hitting that corner and stopping him for not too much of a gain.
You know what? I wish we had the spotters like the professional guys. You know,
that'd be amazing. They could just
tell us who it is.
Wouldn't that be great?
Oh, it'd be awesome. So 3rd, and they'll call it 6 from the 48-yard line of the Gobblers. Shotgun set, 2 receivers wide, 1 near. Lockhart with the hard count, and there's going to be a little movement up front. And we've got a false start.
And that right guard or tackle for Harrisonburg. Got a little excited on that one.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, it's tough to contain your excitement, especially when you're going into a team that you do see every year and you're starting to compete for the district. You get a new chance on your year.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, the way these districts are set up now, too, it confuses me. But I feel like almost every game is kind of treated like a rivalry game.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because you've got conferences and districts and all that good stuff this year. It's kind of hard to understand. But 3rd and 11 here from the 47-yard line. Lockhart will keep, and he'll scramble forward. He'll get the first down and more. He's out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. Great run there from Lockhart to tuck it on the design pass play.
Great run, and at the same time, a tremendous block on the outside from Jaheim Anderson. You'll see it right here, and Broadway defender getting up a little bit slow, but just a nice little block there for a few extra yards.
Yeah, and I think that's going to actually be the injury that we have down on the field as well. Jaheim Anderson, another guy that we'll talk about a bunch tonight. They will look for him just about on jet sweeps. They'll look for him on quick passes, anything to get the ball in his hands and get him out quick.
Absolutely, and it's going to be important for Broadway to try to contain him as best as possible, because when he gets that open field, he's pretty much seeing the back of the end zone.
Briar Wheeler down on the play. We're going to kick to a really quick break here, and we'll bring it right back. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left here in Broadway, no score.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
First and 10 from the 34-yard line. Kai Lockhart leading this Harrisonburg team from the sidelines for the first drive of the night. He's going to keep it on another option. Gets quite a good chunk yardage play there for about 8 to 9 yards. Setting up a very doable second down.
Certainly, and at this point right now, you're seeing Lockhart just utilizing his speed from that running position right there. So a lot of direct snaps and just him running the ball without giving it to anybody else.
Something I think we'll see on both sides of the ball as well, because Suiters is going to make sure that he does the read option type play as well. This is more of a speed option type play here that they're continuing to run from the spread. Snap goes to Lockhart. Handoff goes to number 3. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. That's Victor Lynch on the carry, and a host of Broadway tacklers in on the play.
Tackling there was led by Hunter Kaplinger, and just a nice job going after the ball, staying with that tackle, bringing him down.
We don't need a spotter. You're impressive. That was nice. We saw it right there on the Bob Wade Auto World replay. Our first half replay sponsor, Bob Wade Auto World. Setting up a 3rd and 7 now on that 5-yard tackle for a loss there by Kaplinger. 2 receivers out wide. The pass will go to Jaheim Anderson. He cuts back, but a host of Broadway tacklers there once again, and that's going to be a stop on 3rd down. We'll see if they want to go on 4th. This seems to be 4-down territory for Harrisonburg.
And so far, Broadway doing a very good job, not just recognizing the offensive sets, but recognizing the personnel as well. You saw a whole host of Broadway players there getting to the outside to stop Anderson.
So a 4th and 7 from the 31-yard line of the Gobblers. And it looks like, Lockhart is still out there. It'll be another shotgun set, 2 receivers on either side of the line. Passing play, he's going deep, 85, and it's caught. He's going to take it almost into the end zone. I think he's down short. Yes, they will mark him at the 1. That's number 85 on the play, Jason Walker. So what a play there on 4th down. Broadway thought they might be able to get off the field, but Jason Walker with a huge play here.
And just, again, a big target on that outside. You saw him cutting back to the middle of the field. And I think just a mix-up there by the defender, Landon Stolmiller. Just got turned around a little bit and got caught.
A beautiful post route run there by Harrisonburg. It is now 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. They've got a huge set out there now. Lockhart will be under center. Victor Lynch in the backfield. The handoff will go to Lynch. He will bust in for the touchdown. That's a first drive touchdown for Harrisonburg High. They take the lead 6-0, but there is a flag on the play.
Interesting to see what they call here.
It's going to be a little quick movement. Did you see any quick movement there, Nick?
I can't say I did, but that's probably why we're up here and they're down there.
They snuck one by you. See if we can see here. Yeah, just a little bit quick. Just the timing of the snap kind of threw everybody off. There was movement by multiple.
Yeah.
So now it'll be 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. They'll go with that same set. Victor Lynch in the backfield. Snap goes to Lockhart. Pitch to the outside. Good tackle there to prevent a touchdown. That's number 4 on the play, Garrett Kyle.
Great job getting outside there.
So now 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line, so a gain of 4 there for Victor Lynch. We'll see if Coach Thurman wants to go with Lockhart under center once again. And he will. It's an interesting little set here. You've got 2 fullbacks basically, almost a full house set. Lockhart's going to keep it this time and take it into the end zone. Harrisonburg, even after a penalty, well, excuse me, we've got yet another penalty on the play.
That was almost a late flag, and it's looking like he's trying to get the coaches back off the field. So if I had to guess, maybe that is a sideline
warning. Okay, so the touchdown will stand. So that's a 2-yard touchdown rush there from Kai Lockhart, and here we'll see it again on the replay. Just nice job up front of their blockers. I'll tell you what, when Lockhart has decided to keep it, he's been quite dangerous with the ball. That touchdown brought to you by Eagle Carpet. This extra point in the first half now brought to you by Telemedia Productions. Snap is good, kick is long, wow, and through. That's number 34 for Harrisonburg. That is Mateo Perry. We're going to have to watch for that, Nikki. I mean, I said they were in 4-down territory earlier. That was a boot.
It certainly was. And something interesting that you see in high school football is I don't know that you always see that kind of leg on a player. So, you know, Harrisonburg does have a lot of different threats on the offensive end.
So not too much longer, and we get to see Bryce Suiters leading his men onto the field. 6:54 remaining here in tonight's ball game, or into the first quarter of tonight's ball game, excuse me. 7-0 Harrisonburg lead on the 2-yard touchdown rush by Kai Lockhart. And we did not see Marcus Robinson Jenkins in that first drive.
We did not, and I'm wondering if that's one of those Chris Thurman tactics, making him think that he's not going to see the field, and here in this next series maybe they'll bring him out. But either way, Harrisonburg's offense that time around looked like they, weren't struggling too much without him.
Right. All right, so we have, I'm guessing Perrick will do the kickoff. He will. Back deep will be number 7 and number 5 for Broadway. That'll be Brandon Cruz and Landon Stuhlmiller. Stuhlmiller, just a freshman back there.
That's the one thing about Broadway. They do have some young guys on this team, numerous freshmen, sophomores.
And here comes the kick from Perrick. Really looking forward to this after that extra point he just booted. Yeah, a long kick there all the way back into the end zone. That's going to hit for a touchback. So the strong leg of Perrick showing yet again. And here we go. Broadway will get their first chance on their first offensive drive.
Broadway takes up a 1st and 10, spot the football.
Spotted at the 20 after the touchback. Harrisonburg with what you mentioned, Nikki, when we first showed up here, a lot of size up front, so that's going to be a huge matchup to watch tonight.
It definitely is, and it'll be interesting to see how much pressure Harrisonburg's defense puts on those front guys.
Quarterback Nick Lohr hands off to number 7, Brandon Cruz. He'll take it up for about a gain of 2 yards. Brings up a 2nd and 8. So again, I was incorrect. I told you when we were at Spotswood and East Rock, they brought us a starting list, so I knew who the starters were. It's really tough to do research on these high school kids? Not a lot of information out there.
Not too terribly much, no. A lot of that in-game research almost. See what you can find out.
Yeah. Nick Lohr will hand off yet again. He'll take it up the middle. And yet another nice gain there for number 7, Brandon Cruz. And that'll set up a manageable third down.
And right there, a nice job by those few front four for the offensive line for Broadway, kind of just making a little bit of extra room for him to get downfield.
And that'll set up a 3rd and 1, manageable from their own 29-yard line. Nick Lohr, the left-hander. Saw him warming up before the game. 3rd straight handoff. It's going to be close, but I think he's got it there for the first down for the Gobblers. So 3 straight handoffs, not changing much. All out of the shotgun set there for Cruz. So 3 carries, 11 yards there for Cruz. Shotgun set, 3 receivers wide, 1 to the near side. That's Cruz in the backfield with Lohr. Yet another handoff to Cruz. Again, not much doing there on the first down run.
One interesting thing that I've noticed, and I'm just picking up on it now, is every time Lohr is coming over to get the play from the sideline. So it's not anything that's being called in. He's coming to the sideline, getting the play from the coach, and running back out. So
yeah, a lot of times you'll see with maybe different with different packages that players will run in and out, and that's who will bring the play in. But a tiring night maybe for Lohr running back and forth. Another shotgun set. Lohr with the hard count. He now snaps yet another handoff right up the middle to Cruz. So there's been 5 plays so far, and all 5 have been Cruz right up the middle.
And I'm thinking Harrisburg's catching on a little bit right now because these last 2 plays going into this 3rd down here, they've been able to easily stop them.
Yeah, so both first down and second down are 1-yard gains for Cruz. And a host of tacklers there led by 49, and it looks like 74. And that'll be Jaden Jackson. And I don't see a 74, so must not have been 54. I'm sorry, Kane Wilson. Timeout Broadway. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be right back here with Shenandoah Valley Sports Game of the Week.
Life happens everywhere. Like it never even happened, only happens here. The cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro.
Eagle Carpet has been serving the Valley for the past 54 years and is looking forward to the next 50.
Our experienced staff offers the best local service in the industry and the widest selection of products available on the market today, including luxury vinyl planks, ceramic and porcelain tiles, and a large selection of long-lasting carpets. Finish your home improvement project with paints from Porter and PPG. For the best
33, that pass is batted down. And a good stop there for Harrisonburg. Guys flying off the edge on that little bubble screen pass.
Almost an opportunity there for Broadway. I don't think Harrisonburg was fully set up on defense, even coming out of the timeout. If they would have got a quick little pass, I believe it was 22 out there on the outside, Bryce Suitors. For Broadway, they may have been able to gain a few more yards, but punting situation.
They've got 3 guys set back deep. It'll be number 3, Victor Lynch, the running back. Austin White, little rugby-style kick. A nice Broadway bounce. Out of the bounds at about the 37-yard line. And that's where Broadway will set up their offense. Or Harrisonburg will set up their offense. I'm sorry.
You're good.
First time out working with you, Nikki, so it's going to be, I got to adjust a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Usually work with Mike Schickman from WSVA. So a little bit of a difference there.
Always a treat.
Harrisonburg sets up offense at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10. In the shotgun set. We've got 2 men wide, 1 to the near side. Austin White, the near side receiver. Shaheem Anderson out there set out wide. Little read option there. This time, great job by the front 4 of Broadway to lock up Lockhart.
And again, going back to Lockhart right away, so we'll be curious to see if Thurman adjusts that offensive set here anytime soon. Granted, it worked for them the last series, but Broadway might be picking up on that now.
Yeah, definitely one of those things to look at for coaches are, the in-game adjustments and how quickly you can adjust and how well you can adjust. And so far on that first down play, a good adjustment there from the Broadway Gobblers. Lockhart will take the snap. He will take off left. And they've got him wrapped up yet again here for Broadway, finishing the tackle. Lockhart, yet another run for negative yardage there. That's going to back him up. It's going to be a long 3rd down here.
It's going to be important for Broadway at this point to play solid defense, recognize, again, where personnel is, because I wouldn't be surprised if they had gone to a little pass play here and tried to hit their big target, Jason Walker outside, or any of their big targets, I guess. There's some tall guys out of the receiver position.
They don't have a height listed for Jason Walker, but we can tell you he is a big kid out here set out wide. They've got trips to the right. Long pass to Jaheim Anderson, just a little bit short. That'll be incomplete, and a big stop there for Broadway. That looks like they will force Harrisonburg to punt it away.
Definitely a big stop there, and if Kai Lockhart had a little bit more on that one, I think he would have connected there with Jaheim Anderson for the 1st down.
Definitely an open man running downfield. We've got 2 men set out to catch this punt, and that is Perrick yet again. So he does it all. He does the punting and the kicking for Harrisonburg.
And I do remember seeing in warm-ups he had some nice punts, so wouldn't be surprised if we saw the same here.
Low snap to Perrick. He gets it off. Spiraling kick. Fair caught at the 30-yard line by number 22 for the Gobblers, Bryce Suiters. So they will set up their offense at the 35-yard line. That's at the 30, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, all right, at the 30.
You got it.
Just a little bit behind on the scoreboard. 1:57 to go here in the 1st quarter. 1st down and 10. And Suiters, the guy we mentioned, one of the 3 guys set out wide. And trips to the right, a single man to the left. Yet another handoff to Cruz. This time he's got some room to run. He takes it up the right side. And a gain of about 8 yards. Take it out of bounds at about the 38-yard line.
And a nice job there by Cruz, absorbing that initial contact and continuing to move his feet to pick up those extra yards.
Yeah, that's the first time he's really had any room to run. He's had a lot of tough yards gained in the middle with a lot of bodies around him. That time he was able to bounce it outside and had a little bit of room to run. We saw a little bit of burst of that speed.
Exactly that. A lot of what we have seen is going directly down the middle.
So instead of Cruz up the middle, they went Cruz to the right that time. Man in motion for the Gobblers. Snap yet again goes to Cruz. He is going to have a busy night tonight. And a great job there of Cruz by finishing the run, getting the 1st down. That'll move the chains for the Gobblers.
Exactly, and again, like you just said, Cruz getting almost every carry out of the offensive set that Broadway has had. So really utilizing him. Have to pay attention to see, if he wears down at any point with all the touches that he is getting.
Absolutely, they are on our sideline. They are on the near sideline here, so we'll be able to see if any sort of cramps seem to happen. That seems to happen a lot in high school football. 1st and 10 from the 43. Lohr finds his man out wide. That's Suiters. He cuts up field, and a good hit there by Austin White to finish it off.
It's going to be a flag on the play.
I think he was out of bounds. It's kind of tough for us to see here with all that mass of Broadway players sitting down there.
If I had to guess, what are they calling here?
A personal foul here on Austin White. So we'll see it here on the replay. Yeah, maybe a little bit of contact with the head, but not too much.
I'm assuming that's what this motion, I know anybody who's listening doesn't know what I'm doing right now, but I'm assuming that's what this motion means.
Contact to the head, I guess. Whatever the call, 1st and 10 Broadway from the 37-yard line. 1:13 left to go here in the first quarter. Trips out wide. Both teams running this spread set, this shotgun set. Lohr hands off to Cruz. Great job there by number 22 on the play for Harrisonburg. That was Jose Ayala. He just had a great break on it from the very beginning.
He did. Read that play very well.
Here we'll see it on the replay. 22 comes bursting in here, times the snap perfectly. If you're Lohr, you might have to start mixing in a few hard counts. Switch up the cadence just a little bit. So 2nd and 13, now under a minute. Here on the 40-yard line of the Blue Streaks. Two receivers on either side for Lohr. Left-hander delivers a strike to number 20 on the play. He was not able to bring that in. That is Nate Tennell. And as we mentioned, going to be a little bit tough here with the wind blowing, but that was just a beautiful pass by Lohr.
It was. Those are one of those ones that you got to catch.
Absolutely. My dad always told me if it hits you in the hands, you got to catch it.
Exactly. It's a good rule of thumb.
3rd and 13 from the 40. Two receivers on either side. Slot man goes in motion. Snap goes to Lohr. He will roll out to the right, but throw back left on the screen pass. And they're going to rule that down. They also have a flag on the play. They're going to have holding on the offense, but I believe that'll be declined and make it 4th and 13. Holding on the offense, it has been declined. And here goes 4th down. So we had a man get pretty close to our quarterback. And they ended up blowing that dead. I guess they said that hit the ground there.
I think so, yeah.
So 4th and 13. Harrisonburg going with that 3 men deep. Now Austin White will come up. So 2 men deep. Or Cruz will come up. White and Jaheim Anderson still back there. A little bit of confusion here on the Broadway sideline. Punt goes to Jaheim Anderson. It's a low line drive punt. Great tackle there on the play by number 4, Garrett Kyle.
That was just a really nice job, because I think if Jaheim Anderson would have got a step on that one, he may have been off to the races.
So 14 seconds left here in the first quarter. Our first quarter was brought to you by Second String Sports. Kyle Lockhart will go out there for, I guess it's just been their 3rd possession. These possessions have taken a lot of time off the clock here in the first quarter. Shotgun set. Lockhart will drop back. Almost got taken down, but he will find some running room up the left side. And he is going to take this all the way down to about the 48-yard line on what will probably be the last play of the first quarter. They've got a little bit of time to get to the line. The clock does stop on the first down. Here you'll see it. He'll roll out to the left. And a great block there from number 3 as well.
It's a very nice block.
But that is the end of the first quarter. We will take a break. We'll be right back after this.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicab Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just another way we put your needs first.
The search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. It's hard to stop a train.
Broadway here, Harrisonburg with the 7-0 lead after 1 quarter of play over the Broadway Gobblers. They will have the ball on their own 48-yard line to start 1st and 10.
That's the one thing with Broadway. I think maybe with the coming over, getting the play from the sideline, trying to control the pace offensively, slow things down to try and work in their favor.
Yeah, with that defense that we talked about, a low-scoring game probably does favor Broadway over Harrisonburg. Snap goes to Lockhart. He'll look for Jaheim Anderson near side. He's got him. And a completion about 5 yards. He was hit immediately and taken down. A great tackle there by, I guess that was number 4 again, Garrett Kyle. He's been all over the field.
Definitely has. We've said his name numerous times tonight.
This would be a gain of 4 officially there for Jaheim Anderson. Ball now on the enemy 49. Lockhart takes the snap. Lynch is wrapped up in the backfield. That's number 62 on the play. That is Parker Smith coming in from his defensive tackle spot.
And a nice job there by Smith, just recognizing that play again. They were trying to go straight down the middle, being able to wrap up on that one.
And we talk about the size of the Harrisonburg front 4, or front 5, I guess you can say, for their offensive line. But the front 4 of Broadway really can't really underestimate the size of them either. They're pretty big kids too.
They are, and playing very physical and tough.
3rd and 9. Speed option goes to Lockhart. He's got room to run. Great blocks upfield, and he's going to take it up to the 10, the 5, and the touchdown. Kyle Lockhart all the way in, a 49-yard run.
And of course, I have to throw the little basketball reference in there. If we get a replay, you'll see Kyle Lockhart. He almost went with a little hesitation move. But unfortunately, looking out on the field, well, you'll see right here, coming up, he almost with a little hesitation there. Kept going.
Nice.
But there is, it looks like a flag on the field. Not sure what the call there is, but it seems like everybody's running towards the end zone, so I'm going to assume touchdown is good.
They're going to assess something on the kickoff. I'm guessing they were looking at the Broadway sideline. Yeah, personal foul. I guess that was an after the play thing there. So a personal foul after the play happened, so that will be assessed on the kickoff. But that touchdown, again, brought to you by Eagle Carpet. And this extra point upcoming, brought to you by Telemedia Productions. Mateo Perrick gets it up and in. 14-0 now the score on that long touchdown run by Kyle Lockhart. That's his 2nd of the ball game tonight. We will take a break and be back right after this. Harrisonburg over Broadway on 2 touchdowns by Kyle Lockhart. One of the 2-yard variety, the other of a 49-yard dash. Great blocking downfield by, I believe that was Victor Lynch, and also 85 on the play, and we've said his name a bunch tonight too, Jason Walker. He's only got 1 catch, but he's done a nice job in the blocking downfield as well.
That is one thing I've been impressed by with Harrisonburg is their ability to block, not just on the line, but those other guys on the outside as well.
Mateo Parrott kicks a high kick here. Somebody's got to come up and get it, and they do. That'll be number 1. Ooh, big hit on the play. That'll be Briar Wheeler taking a shot there and being taken down just beyond the 30.
Tackle there was from Austin White, who we mentioned there earlier in the pregame.
Yeah, the little brother of A.C. White. A.C. was a big-time quarterback. Here you'll see on the Bob Wade Auto World replay. Huge hit. Little number 1 on number 1 crime there from Austin White to Briar Wheeler. The little brother of A.C. White, the quarterback for years at Harrisonburg, I guess for 2 or 3 years. And he is now at Old Dominion, and I saw they've moved him to tight end. So
a little bit of size on him.
Yeah, it tells you exactly what kind of kid he is. He's a big kid.
Oh, yeah.
Snap goes to Lohr. They're in the backfield. Screen pass caught by Cruz, and that'll go for about a gain of 2.
I believe right there, looked like Lohr got hit pretty hard on that one. It almost seemed like his offensive line that time either didn't recognize the snap, they were a little slow there, and I think the defensive line for Harrisonburg got a little jump start on him and was able to apply that pressure in the backfield.
A lot of times on screens you will see a lot of pressure going in on the quarterback because the linemen are leaving their assignments to go block downfield, but boy, that one, you got to at least give him a little bit of a shove to keep him off your quarterback. 2nd and 7 now from the 36-yard line. And there's going to be some movement up front. That'll go probably as a false start on number 72 up front for Broadway.
A little frustrated with himself right there.
Yeung on the false start. So 2nd and 12 from the 31-yard line now. That pass on 1st down, the gain of 2 was deleted there by the false start. So a long 2nd and 12 on the 31-yard line. Snap goes to Lohr. He's looking to pass. He'll find his man. Another drop there from the receivers of Broadway. That is number 20 this time. That's Nate Tennell again.
A beautiful ball there. I mean, like we said earlier, those are the ones that you have to catch. Definitely hitting his targets.
Yep, Lohr and Tennell. Here's the Bob Wade Auto World replay yet again. Just off the hands. Again, pretty well spotted there from Lohr. Him and Tennell just can't quite get on the same page.
Definitely. Almost had Tennell going in stride, too, if he would have caught that one. Had a good chance to pick up a few more yards.
Tennell will be near side. He's got trips to the far side. He will send a man in motion. Lohr gets the snap. He evades some pressure, throws one up deep. Jaheim Anderson is there waiting on it. And that'll go as an interception on the play for Jaheim Anderson and the Harrisonburg Blue Streaks.
And just tough right there. That's one of those ones with Lohr, you know, you're thrown across field. It's almost better, hey, just to go down, throw it away type deal, but end up with an interception.
And that'll be another penalty against Harrisonburg.
And I think I saw the very tail end of that. I'm not sure which Harrisonburg player, but it seemed like he almost pushed Lohr after the fact as Lohr was running downfield. It was a little bit closer to the Broadway sideline.
So there you see the interception. The interception's brought to you by Medicap Pharmacy. So a personal foul will back them up. Not as good a field position, but they will take the interception, albeit. And it'll be Kyle Lockhart, the man with 2 touchdowns, leading the way for Harrisonburg. Yet again in the shotgun set, Jaheim Anderson to the near side. Snap goes to Lockhart. He goes on the speed option yet again. Good job there from Broadway at limiting the damage. Only a gain of about 2 or 3 yards.
We've seen for the most part Harrisonburg favoring that right side with the run. We haven't seen them go left too often.
2nd down 6.
Second and 6, so that'll go as a gain of 4. So staying ahead of the chains is Lockhart. Not a lot of activity out of the backfield for them tonight. Most of the time when it's been carried out of the backfield, it's been Lockhart at the quarterback position. We got a flag on the play. Delay of game on Harrisonburg. We've seen that quite a bit tonight too.
Yes, definitely have.
So 2nd and 11 now. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in this ball, or in this half. Kyle Lockhart drops back. He's got Jaheim Anderson. That's who he's looking for, but that's also intercepted. A great catch. That's number 5. That's Landon Stuhlmeyer. What a catch.
And a heads-up play there by Stuhlmiller because it almost looked like the wide receiver had a step on him. He kind of just went across his body, but the ball was a little underthrown, so he was able to regain his position and ended up with a great interception for Broadway.
As you mentioned, just a little bit underthrown. The little guy, Landon Stuhlmiller, he's only a freshman, 5'6", 135 pounds. But what a play there to come up with a big interception and set up Broadway with pretty good field position at midfield.
Be excited about that one.
Lower out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to either side. He's looking to pass. He's got a man going deep. Just overthrown. He was looking for David Thew on the play. Just a little bit overthrown, but a great pass there.
We've seen these past few times Broadway going a little bit more to that pass option instead of their rush option.
And I don't mean to harp on the wind, but there you see it overthrown with the wind, and it was a little bit underthrown coming against the wind. Absolutely. On that pass from Kyle Lockhart.
Absolutely. Definitely playing a factor in the quarterback's ability to get to the ball to the receivers.
It's also playing a factor in us trying to keep our papers kind of pinned down here. Handoff goes to Cruz. They'll go back to what their bread and butter has been tonight. Gain of about 2 yards on the play. That'll set up a 3rd and 8 on the play. They are now in enemy territory. So I guess about a 3-play break there for Cruz. I guess that's all he's really needed. He's carried the ball quite often tonight.
Back in action.
He's either carried or caught on, I would assume, about 90% of the plays that Broadway has run so far.
At least, yeah.
And we've got yet another flag.
This one might be
that might be
Harrisonburg sideline.
And Chris Thurman was down the field, head coach for the Blue Streaks. I don't think this call is going to be on him. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Harrisonburg, and somebody's been ejected from the game.
You'd have to guess if it was an immediate ejection that something pretty intense was said. And here we go, Chris Thurman picking up another flag right there.
I mean, I don't think any of our camera angles would show anything on that play. Maybe if we could get it from the main game angle, we could see when the flag was thrown. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I know that there has been an ejection, and there have been 2 flags on the play. Well, here's the flag on Thurman.
And I guess it looked like, originally there weren't any coaches in that area when the referee turned around and threw that original flag. So I'm almost wondering if it was, a player who may have said something or what the case with that was.
Yeah, another dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. And that is on the head coach. And he has also been ejected from the game. And there is a sideline warning on White as well. So they are really sticking it to Harrisonburg on this exchange here. With these dead ball penalties, they don't offset or things like that. They just accumulate. So that'll be 30 yards of offense that Broadway doesn't have to come up with here.
And, definitely tough and I'm almost wondering maybe, I originally thought ejection too, but I wonder if he was pointing just to Harrisonburg's sideline because I'm not seeing anybody leaving the field.
Right. And Thurman is definitely there. We can see him. He's standing at about midfield.
Interesting. Either way, great field position now for Broadway. Hopefully they do something with this.
First down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Looking to pass on first down. Nothing doing, but he's going to do a nice job of maneuvering his way around the pocket and gaining some yards there. So he has shown already that he has learned from his last mistake. When he didn't have anything, he didn't just chuck it up. He continued to move around the pocket and gain some yards there.
Exactly, and a really nice job there by the secondary of Harrisonburg, just sticking with their coverages, but also the offensive line for Broadway, giving their quarterback so much time. And like you just said, Nick Lohr being much more patient that time around.
Just an awesome job of that offensive line of creating a pocket there, and then just a parting of the blue streak, Red Sea, as they like to call it. They got a hard count going this time on number 22 for Harrisonburg. That's Jose Ayala again. Remember earlier on, he had that nice play where he timed it up just perfectly. This time, not so much.
It's always one of those tough things with the blitz is it's almost hit or miss when you're going to get across that line of scrimmage.
So a great move there from Coach Lutz to call in the hard count. So now a 1st and 10, even more penalty yards on this drive for Broadway. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Shotgun set. Handoff goes to Cruz. Not much space there. Wrapped up there on the play by Ayala, and also number 14 on the play. That's Pierre Mbala. Ayala and Mbala. How about that? You can't make this stuff up.
Mouthful.
So 2nd and 9 now from about the 21-yard line. I'm still looking, and I just don't see anybody leaving the field, like you said, Nikki. So you might have been right that they were just kind of pointing over to Harrisonburg. So now the clock is now running, 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Handoff goes to Cruz yet again. No, that is a play action. He rolls out to his left. He fooled me. But a pass there looking for Suitors, just a little bit short.
And a nice job there by Logan Smith, that defensive end, number 38 for the Blue Streaks. Just relentless effort against Nick Lohr and getting him to throw that one away.
Not biting on the play action like I did up here. 3rd and 9 from the 22-yard line. 5 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Harrisonburg leads 14-0 on 2 rushing touchdowns by Kyle Lockhart. And if you're just joining us, Broadway has gained quite a few yards off of penalties from the Harrisonburg sideline. Suitors goes in motion. Handoff goes to Suitors. He was trying to do a little bit of a fumble. And Harrisonburg comes up with it on this play right here. They were trying to go for a reverse or a double reverse, but Suitors never really had it, and the hit jarred it free. So
I believe that was Logan Smith with the recovery on that one.
A missed opportunity there for Broadway after so many penalties. Here's the Bob Wade Auto World replay.
Definitely a situation there that you know, if you're Broadway, you want to capitalize on that. It's those free yards that are given. You want to be able to do something with them.
That was Charles Omeyaka on the strip. We will take a short break and we'll be right back after this.
Eagle Carpet has been serving the Valley for the past 54 years and is looking forward to the next 50.
Our experienced staff offers the best local service in the industry and the widest selection of products available on the market today, including luxury vinyl planks, ceramic and porcelain tiles, and a large selection of long-lasting carpets. Finish your home improvement project with paints from Porter and PPG. For the best selection of quality products, expert installation, and competitive prices, there is no better choice than Eagle Carpet.
In the first half, 14-0 the score here in beautiful Broadway, Virginia. During the day, you can really see it's just an awesome spot here because you get to see almost into West Virginia over there. Just across those mountains, you're looking into West Virginia, but just beautiful mountain set here.
It is gorgeous.
Shotgun set again here for Lockhart. He's going to take it to the right on his design keeper. And a nice tackle there from the front four of Broadway.
And again, we haven't seen Harrisonburg utilize their running backs all that much, besides Lockhart. And, you know, earlier we mentioned, again, Marcus Robinson Jenkins, but we have yet to see him in this game tonight either.
And that's a scary thought, too, if you're Broadway, because it's a 14-0 game. And Robinson Jenkins, while he's not in there tonight, he might become utilized towards the end of the year. It's going to be tough for teams to stop this offense with Kyle Lockhart and Marcus Robinson Jenkins in the backfield.
Absolutely, just a lot of threats across the board there for Harrisonburg's offense.
So another timeout. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back after a few messages from our sponsors.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicab Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just another way we put your needs first.
Life happens everywhere. Like it never even happened, only happens here. The cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro.
Here in Broadway, if you're just joining us, you missed the fumble by Broadway. Fumbles brought to you by ServPro here on the Telemedia and Shenandoah Valley Sports Game of the Week. Lockhart finds Jaheim Anderson and a drop there. So we've seen on both sides of the ball some drops from receivers of both Harrisonburg and Broadway.
We definitely have, and not necessarily a bad job from those quarterbacks. I mean, we've seen a few misreads, but overall it's just a matter of those receivers catching the ball.
Yeah, a lot of times the passes have been on time. They've gotten out of their hands in a pretty good tempo and in pretty good spots as well, and just a lot of drops so far here in tonight's ball game. 3rd down and 10. Big play here for the Broadway defense, trying to get off the field. A little pressure in the backfield for Lockhart. They're going to wrap him up. He's going to end up gaining a yard there. A nice job to gain a yard, but a great tackle there on the play by Hunter Kaplinger.
Kaplinger is one of those senior defenders for Broadway, really knows what they want to do, and he's come out and played very physical so far tonight.
So 4th down and 10 from their own 34. I would imagine that Mateo Perrick will come back out and boot this one away so late in the first half. 2 men back deep again for Broadway. It'll be Brandon Cruz, as if he hasn't been busy enough already. Punt almost blocked. And this one's going to roll and take a Harrisonburg bounce and will come to the rest at about the 23-yard line. So a pretty good punt there from Mateo Perrick to get it away under some heavy duress.
Definitely a close one there. There was numerous Broadway special teams members around that one, getting close enough to potentially block it.
So 3 minutes and 32 seconds for this Broadway offense. They really haven't gotten much going. It's been pretty much based around the success of Brandon Cruz, although they have decided to pass quite a few times tonight as well.
I think it might just be a matter of, making one of those passes connect, and they can get into a little bit more momentum offensively.
Keep in mind that Broadway kicked to start this ball game, so they will get the ball at the second half, as we're going to have a false start. Not the way you want to start your what you might think might be your final drive here of the half.
Not exactly ideal.
So a 14-0 ball game, but again, could be a huge swing here if Broadway were to drive down the field and maybe punch it in for a score, and then they receive the ball after the halftime kick. So the offense or the defense has done a pretty good job for Broadway. Now they just need their offense to step up. And they will be passing. A good pass there finds Suitors on the near side. He gets out of bounds. And we have a flag on the far side. And we'll see what that is. There have been a lot of flags on that far side there from that Harrisonburg sideline.
Overall, there's been a lot of flags in this game. I think a lot of them have been those personal foul sideline things for Harrisonburg, and unfortunately for Broadway, a lot of those false start penalties against them.
So personal foul on Harrisonburg. I have not seen where that happened. Again, the flag was thrown on the far side of the field.
And I'm sure Chris Thurman is probably not too happy over there with all these penalties being called.
Yeah, he's having a little discussion, a spirited debate with his official over there.
I like that, spirited debate. It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I'm sure that spirited debate would need to be rated a little bit higher than PG-13.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that'll be an automatic first down for Broadway to start their drive. I guess to start their drive, really, on the first down and 10 from the 41. Pass from Lohr. Again, hits Tennell. It pops up in the air, and an interception for Harrisonburg. That's number 13 on the play for Harrisonburg. And that is Isaiah Hamilton. So yet again, we see Nate Tennell struggle with a pass from Lohr, right on the money yet again.
And if you're Nick Lohr, you have to be frustrated with that, because you're doing your job. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, is hitting those receivers. And again, just a tough night so far for, I believe that was Tennell that time?
Mm-hmm.
Tough night for Tennell so far on the outside.
Here you'll see it on the Bob Wade Auto World replay. And that was the Suitors play. This is the interception right off the helmet of Tennell. So delivered right on the money. Great job by our camera crew there on the Bob Wade Auto World replay. Interceptions brought to you by Medicap Pharmacy. So now Harrisonburg looking to score. Deep pass to number 3. That's Cruz. He's got it, and he takes it in for the touchdown. So quite a momentum shift here in the last, 45 seconds.
Definitely, and probably not what Broadway was expecting Harrisonburg to come out and do, and a quick pass play there to Victor Lynch for the touchdown to potentially make it 21-0 here, getting ready to head into halftime.
That touchdown brought to you by Eagle Carpet. If you didn't buy from Eagle, you probably paid too much. This extra point brought to you by Telemedia Productions. That's where our fine crew is from tonight. That's where we're working out of. Harrisonburg's going to go ahead and take a timeout. And so will we. We'll be right back with the extra point right after this.
Life happens everywhere. Like it never even happened, only happens here. the cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro.
Bob Wade Subaru, a non-corporately owned family dealership founded 37 years ago by Bob Wade, whose vision was to help people buy cars with professionalism and care. Today we have those same values that provide the car buying experience with that personal touch that you won't find anywhere else. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Score it the Wade way.
Here from Perrick, kick is up and it is good. So 21-0 now the score in favor of Harrisonburg. And here we see it again on the Bob Wade Auto World replay. Just a great pass to where only his man can get it. Victor Lynch going to take that all the way in for the score.
And some tough breaks here for Broadway. They've been in, pretty decent field position offensively. They just have not been able to capitalize on that field position and put points up on the board.
Yeah, we've seen on the past 2 drives, they've ended in by way of turnover. They had the fumble on the double reverse attempt 2 drives ago when they were in great territory after all those personal foul penalties on Harrisonburg. Then another personal foul penalty put them in pretty good position yet again, and there's where we saw the interception.
You'll see there the head coach for Broadway, Brad Lutz, and I'm sure he's a little frustrated because, again, they're getting good looks offensively. They just need to do something with it.
So Perrick will kick off for Harrisonburg. 3 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in this first half. And now, if you're Coach Lutz, you've really got to just try to get your guys to bear down and get, especially your quarterback, Nick Lohr, and continue to, make sure that he knows that he's doing his job. He's delivering the passes where he needs to deliver them.
Exactly, because he's that leader out on the field from the offensive standpoint. So making sure, his mindset's even keeled and leveled, and like you just said, knowing he's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Kick goes deep to Suitors. He'll take it at about the 10. He's got an angle here, and he takes it up the middle, and he will be wrapped up by a host of tacklers. So they will start their offensive drive, and yet another penalty after the play was over.
And those are always tough. I mean, didn't see too much action there. I think it was just a little pushing after the play, but I'll be interested to see who this goes against.
From looking at the Broadway sideline, it looked like it was against them. So a dead ball, personal foul, and it was on Broadway.
Both ways.
Oh, and an offsetting penalties there. They had one as well against Harrisonburg.
Extracurricular activity afterwards. Didn't seem like
22, 20, and 5. All getting after it after the play was over. Great shot there from Grant down on the field. And a great job by our crew at recognizing that as well. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the first half. Snap goes to Lohr, handoff to Cruz. He bounces it up the middle. Room to run there. A great way to finish the run there as well. Pounding forward for the first down.
And you have to love to see that. Cruz getting a little momentum there and just running hard. At that time it looked like he didn't want to go anywhere else but directly into that defender and just ran him over right there.
Yeah, great shot there on the Bob Wade Auto World replay by Nick Cruz, just pounding forward. He says if you're going to tackle me, you're going to definitely have to earn it. 2 minutes and 32 seconds now. Time is ticking away. And there they've got him again. A hard count on Harrisonburg. And again, it's going to go on Jose Ayala. You like the aggressiveness, but in a time like this, late in the half, you just continue to move these guys down the field, and they don't even have to really earn their yards.
Exactly, but again, like we've mentioned numerous times here in this first half, Broadway needs to be able to do something with it.
1st and 5 from the 46-yard line. Shotgun set. 2 receivers near, 1 to the wide. Handoff goes to Cruz yet again. Great tackle there by Ayala. So it seems every time he makes a penalty or makes a mistake, he's really coming back and making it up.
Yep.
Great tackle there on Cruz. Surprised to not see them passing here, Nikki?
I am, only because of how well Lohr is throwing the ball, honestly. And, you know, I guess you can look at it both ways because the receivers haven't been able to catch the ball. But I wouldn't be surprised if they went to it again here at some point in this drive before halftime.
Snap goes to Lohr. He will hand off to Cruz. Nowhere to run. We do have another penalty flag on the field. It has been a lot of them there tonight.
Yes, I would love to see the stat line of, you know, penalty yardage so far in this game. It's definitely been a lot.
Chop block on the offense. So that will back them up. Now with only 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go in the half, I would assume they'll just continue to run it and run the clock out and kind of sit on this 21-0 lead. Or deficit, I should say. They don't really want to give up any more points. Boy, and I think our crew got it yet again. Great job there by Austin Folsom at noticing that, and another shot by Grant. And really seeing where those penalties are coming from. 2nd and 18 now from the 33-yard line. And now they'll decide to pass. Lohr's going deep into double coverage and almost intercepted. So really surprising on the offensive strategy here from Broadway. They didn't seem like they were in too much of a rush, and now after that penalty they decided to chuck it deep.
Which, you know, it was an interesting call because of the time, you know, on the board, because there's still going to be enough time for Harrisonburg to potentially, you know, try to put another one up on the board before halftime as well.
So 51 seconds. It's on the 33-yard line. It is a 3rd and 18. Each team with 1 timeout left. Snap goes to Lohr. He will roll to his right. He'll find a man and will be taken down not too far from where the original line of scrimmage was. That would be number 19 on the play, David Few.
I believe Harrisonburg called a timeout on that one, trying to savor that clock.
Harrisonburg did call the timeout. We'll take one as well here on Telemedia and Shenandoah Valley Sports Game of the Week.
Life happens everywhere. Like it never even happened, only happens here. The cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicab Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just another way we put your needs first.
21-0 the lead here. Harrisonburg over Broadway. 42 seconds remaining, 4th and 7 from their own 44. Broadway will elect to punt it away. They've only got 1 man deep back there this time. That is Victor Lynch. He will get the punt away. A good spiraling punt. It's deep. And that will probably make up Chris Thurman's mind for him as that rolls all the way down, and that'll be taken at the 5-yard line.
You would think so, but, you know, with Chris Thurman and the coach that he is, and, you know, with this 21-0 lead, I wouldn't be super surprised if maybe he tried to go to one of those tall receivers on the outside just to see what they can do. But, again, when you're back that far, you know, you don't want to do anything too tricky, I guess, but
right.
We'll see.
I like that idea. Just maybe a safe pass out in the flat, maybe to Raheem Anderson, and give him a chance to break a big play. But at the same time, you don't want to try to force something in and create easy field position for Broadway. Keep in mind, Broadway still does have 1 timeout. They will be in the shotgun set. Lockhart will keep it himself. He will bounce to the outside. He's trying to get to the corner. Great tackle on the outside by number 4. And again, Garrett Kyle, we've said his name a bunch on the defensive side of the ball tonight.
He's definitely shown up defensively for Broadway.
So he did get out of bounds. That'll be a gain of 10, and that'll be a first down. He did get out of bounds, so clock is stopped at 24 seconds. Still at the 16-yard line, so a lot of room to go. But maybe they're a little more aggressive now that they're not backed up on their own 5. Lockhart will keep and run to the right this time. And he will be tackled in the backfield. A tackle for a loss there by Broadway, and that will most likely do it here for the first half of our ball game. And it will. 21-0 the score. Harrisonburg over Broadway. We are going to send it to break, and we will bring it back here in just a little bit with our first half recap.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Life happens everywhere. Like it never even happened, only happens here. The cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro.
Bob Wade Subaru, a non-corporately owned family dealership founded 37 years ago by Bob Wade, whose vision was to help people buy cars with professionalism and care. Today we have those same values that provide the car buying experience with that personal touch that you won't find anywhere else. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Score it the Wade way.
Eagle Carpet has been serving the Valley for the past 54 years and is looking forward to the next 50.
Our experienced staff offers the best local service in the industry and the widest selection of products available on the market today, including luxury vinyl planks, ceramic and porcelain tiles, and a large selection of long-lasting carpets. Finish your home improvement project with paints from Porter and PPG. For the best selection of quality products, expert installation, and competitive prices, there is no better choice than Eagle Carpet.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicab Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just another way we put your needs first.
Under the direction of Becky Ford, with assistance from Paige Durr and Katie Green. Tonight, the band will be performing the first few movements of the 2018 competitive show entitled A Journey to Joy, featuring the music of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, arranged by Chris Cerrito and drill written by Kevin Engdahl. Check out the band at the next home game so you can see the entire show. Tonight's journey will end with the negativity, but our show is not finished yet. With a few more rehearsals, we will complete the music drill and props to complete our journey to joy. Drum Major Adam Miller, please salute when ready and begin your show.
From the outside, the world can seem shrouded by a relentless darkness. Oppressive and cruel by nature, it can start to consume your mind and soul. Every day it may seem like the struggle becomes more and more overwhelming. But it only takes one individual to begin to lift the veil. Adversity only makes our resilience stronger. Just remember, when faced with darkness, that you have the power.
Marching Band under the full leadership of Adam Miller. Tomorrow, the band begins their competitive season, challenging Millbrook High School for the battle on the Blue Ridge. Good luck, band.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicap Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just another way we put your needs first.
Please direct your attention down to the track. This time, we'd like to meet the Hall of Fame inductees for 2018.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. It's hard to stop a train.
Clear to zip. Break a little. That's good. Good job. Game on.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Life happens everywhere. Like it never even happened, only happens here. The cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro.
Bob Wade Subaru, a non-corporately owned family dealership founded 37 years ago by Bob Wade, whose vision was to help people buy cars with professionalism and care. Today we have those same values that provide the car buying experience with that personal touch that you won't find anywhere else. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Score it the Wade way.
Eagle Carpet has been serving the Valley for the past 54 years and is looking forward to the next 50.
Our experienced staff offers the best local service in the industry and the widest selection of products available on the market today, including luxury vinyl planks, ceramic and porcelain tiles, and a large selection of long-lasting carpets. Finish your home improvement project with paints from Porter and PPG. For the best selection of quality products, expert installation, and competitive prices, there is no better choice than Eagle Carpet.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicab Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just another way we put your needs first.
Broadway here for the halftime show, brought to you by Atlantic Paving. Some scores around the league quickly before we go to highlights. Spotswood over William Fleming late in the third, 21-12. Fort looking for their fourth straight win late in the third. They have a 10-7 lead over Rockbridge. Luray at the half, 42-14 over Wilson. And East Rockingham, the powerhouse in the Shenandoah district, over Page, 35-0. So now we will go to those highlights, those halftime highlights, and we'll turn it over to Nikki Newman.
We see here Broadway coming out early, Harrisonburg coming out early on that original drive with their quarterback who has 2 touchdowns on the night so far. Kai Lockhart there, and once again seeing his speed on the outside, and like I said earlier, that little hesitation move with the basketball reference for his second touchdown of the night. And then there, I believe it was a mid-second quarter, the little pass to Victor Lynch. Oh, that was an interception, excuse me, by that freshman that you spoke of earlier. Small guy out there. Freshman safety, I believe. Safety.
There's the pass you were talking about.
There we go. To
Victor Lynch.
Victor Lynch, yep, for a third touchdown, giving Harrisonburg 21-0 lead going into halftime.
Yeah, so that half, Nikki, we saw a lot of opportunities missed by Broadway. We saw a lot of penalties on the Harrisonburg side, so plenty of things you can clean up on both sides of the field here.
Absolutely. And when you talk about those penalties, a lot of those were the personal foul ones, so coming from the sideline and whatnot. So clearly things that can be adjusted there in the second half. And likewise for Broadway, just again capitalizing on the mistakes that Harrisonburg is making. And I think one of the big things, and you had mentioned it there late in the second quarter, was making sure that Nick Lohr, the quarterback for Broadway, his mindset just stays up and his confidence stays up, because he has had a very good game so far. I mean, he's finding his open players, and it's just a matter of connecting.
Yeah, the receivers have just had a little bit of trouble hanging on to Lohr's passes. Lohr has delivered some strikes, and he's got a strong left arm that he works with, and he's, like you said, he's been good tonight, and there's just been some bad breaks. I always say that I don't think interceptions, if they hit the receiver's hands, should count towards the quarterback. It just we saw a couple of those. We saw it in the highlight package there. Nate Tennell, a big receiver for Broadway, has struggled a little bit tonight with handling Lohr. So, like you said, a lot of things we can clean up on the Harrisonburg side. You mentioned the personal foul variety type of penalties. Those are easy things to clean up right there. That's just a lack of discipline. Those can easily be nixed or nipped, whatever you want to say, by Chris Thurman. And I'm sure that's mostly what his halftime speech to the team was about.
I definitely think it was a point of emphasis at halftime, just cleaning up the little things like that, the unnecessary penalties, because overall they've put together, a pretty solid game. The times that Broadway has gotten good field position, it's mainly been because of those penalties. So both on the defensive side of the ball and offensively, Harrisonburg has put together a good game, and it's not necessarily a matter of Broadway playing bad. They just need, to do a little bit more.
Yeah, and we can also give a lot of credit where it's due to the defense of Harrisonburg as well. While Broadway hasn't capitalized, let's give credit to Harrisonburg at not letting them capitalize on some mistakes there by the offense, or even, making up for their own mistakes. We've seen, I don't know how many times, I guess 3 times tonight maybe, that Ayala has jumped in there off sides because he got away with it on the very first attempt that he did it on. It timed it up perfectly, but as we've said, he's done a nice job at coming back and making nice plays after those penalties.
Exactly, and I'd say as a collective unit, like you just mentioned, Harrisonburg's defense has been pretty spot on, both from the secondary and those guys up front, just playing very physical and aggressive.
So that was our halftime, brought to you by Atlantic Paving. This third quarter on its way. And that will be brought to you by CL Custer. They are our third quarter sponsor. And while we're at it, the kickoff to start the second half is brought to you by Lowe Brothers Construction. So we've got a whole bunch of sponsors there for you tonight. 21-0 the lead for Harrisonburg. They will be kicking to start the second half. Broadway a little bit later coming out of the locker room than Harrisonburg was. As we mentioned, Harrisonburg probably an easier halftime speech to give. Let's clean up the personal fouls. For Broadway, there's a lot of different things that they probably had to discuss. Yeah, we're waiting on somebody. I think that's Cruz that we're waiting on.
Looks like right now I believe Cruz is struggling finding his helmet. He took one from a teammate here on the sideline. I don't know if he just
That's one of my favorite things I've ever, in Friday Night Lights, when Boobie Miles gets hurt for the first time and Comer goes running in there without his helmet.
Yep.
And then his coach loses his mind. I guess that wasn't the first time he got hurt. That was in a blowout win.
Such a great show, though.
Yeah, that's a great movie. Are you talking about the show?
I'm talking about the show.
Oh, you're talking about the show.
movie?
I'm talking about the movie, yeah.
There's a similar situation in the show, so if you haven't checked out the show.
I need to. Is that on Netflix?
It's binge-worthy. Absolutely is.
Okay. All right, I will. I'm trying to find my next show to watch, too.
There you go.
So Mateo Perrick will kick deep. Cruz and I believe that is Bryce Suitors. I see I did it again. Back there to receive the kick. And the second half is underway. Deep boot into the end zone. That's against the wind too. That's a strong kicking leg there by Mateo Perrick. The Broadway Gobblers will set up their offense on the 20-yard line to start this second half, trying to get this offense going against Harrisonburg.
And I would be hopeful to see the Broadway offense continue to pass the ball. Like we've said multiple times, it's just a matter of those receivers catching it. And, Brandon Cruz did run the ball a lot there in the first half. And I think towards the end of the first half, he was wearing down a little bit. And we saw them try to utilize the pass a little bit more.
Being behind by so much, you don't want to completely go away from the run, but I'm with you. They need to start becoming more efficient in the passing game. The first play of the second half will be a handoff to Cruz. That'll go for a gain of about 5 yards up to the 25-yard line, so a good first down run there from Victor Cruz. Excuse me, not Victor Cruz. I am messing it up. See, because Victor Cruz, receiver for the Giants for so long, and we've got a Victor Lynch, and then we have a Brandon Cruz.
All kinds of stuff going on. But again, a nice job there by Brandon Cruz, also following his blockers.
So Brandon Cruz with the 5-yard gain there. Up to the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 25. Lohr in the shotgun set. He will send his running back Hunter Kaplinger back there to his other side. That'll go to Kaplinger. That's the first carry we've seen by someone other than Cruz. Pick up of maybe a yard. It's going to be a 3rd and a long 4.
I think one of the reasons, again, why we're not seeing Cruz right now is this helmet situation. It looked like the one that he was wearing wasn't fitting, so he's over on the sideline trying to get those coaches to get his helmet back together so he can get out there.
So for the time being, it'll be Hunter Kaplinger. Shotgun set for this 3rd and 4. He's going to tuck it and run. It's going to be close to that first down. to depend on the spot. Lure with the keeper there. About a 4-yard run. Here you'll see on the replay. Replays in the second half brought to you by Nationwide Insurance's Mike and Tammy Jenkins.
Right, they're not a bad decision by Lure, and you almost have to question it. He did have Tennell downfield. It would have been a little bit of a tough pass, but you must wonder if those first half plays are factoring in a little bit to the decision making.
Wind really picking up now. 4th down and 1 from the 30-yard line. This is an aggressive play call here from Coach Lutz. Could be a quick pooch maybe, and it is not. As a handoff to Kaplinger. I don't think he got there. It looks short.
It doesn't look like it. That's tough because, gutsy play call, but if they don't pick up the first down here, Harrisburg's in great field position to start out the second half.
So they're going to bring out the chains yet again. It looks very close. If we can get a really close shot on that ball, it is right on that 30-yard line. It's all going to be about that stretch of the chains. Big play here in the ball game. As you mentioned, Nikki, this could set up Harrisonburg in great field position. Oh, just short. Harrisonburg will take over at the 30-yard line in great field position.
Tough for Broadway, but you can't fault Brad Lutz for going on that one, trying to make something happen early in the third quarter.
Absolutely. It's 21-0 score. Trying to get a spark. Just not what he was envisioning there on the 4th and 1. 1st and 10 from the 30 for Harrisonburg. Kyle Lockhart will look to build on what has already been a special performance for him. He's been in on all 3 touchdowns. He keeps it himself this time. He takes it up for about a gain of 1, maybe 2. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 on the play.
Right there you saw, I believe it was that right or left guard, and oh boy, a flag. But that Kent Bastillo, he kind of left his block there a little early, which allowed those Broadway defenders to get to Kai Lockhart.
So we're going to have yet another penalty, and that looked to be quite late.
You'd almost have to think it was some type of personal foul.
It's on that Harrisonburg sideline, close to that again. So there we go, a dead ball on sportsmanlike conduct. This time it's against Broadway. So that, accompanied with the turnover on downs, is going to put Harrisonburg in the best field position they've seen all night tonight.
This is kind of an interesting situation here because you normally don't see the ref across the field come over to make an explanation to a coach.
Sportsmanlike conduct, as we said. They're going to move it up. So 15-yard penalty. 15 yards is not something to joke about. Those will completely change your drive.
Certainly are, and not a great first couple of minutes here for Broadway to start this third quarter.
They're trying to get back into this ball game. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line for Harrisonburg. Kyle Lockhart will take the snap. He's looking to pass. A lot of pressure, not able to get to him. But he did end up losing a yard on the play. But a great job there by Lockhart at evading a lot of pressure there up front. That seemed to be a breakdown.
It definitely looked like he originally wanted to go to one of his receivers out there on the right in that twin set, and he was patient with the ball, didn't have anybody open, but like you said, just a nice job trying to evade those tacklers.
2nd and 11, so it was a loss of 1. Now they're saying 2nd and 12. So it will officially go as a sack on the play. Lockhart will keep this one, and again, Broadway all over him. Big hit there from number 65 on the play. That is Jared Nicklow. That's the first time we've been able to say his name tonight. As we mentioned in the pregame show wearing 65 instead of his normal 52 tonight in memorial of Anthony Wetzel. Third and 11 from the 15-yard line. I would say this is probably in Mateo's range, but just to get a little bit closer would be huge for Harrisonburg as well.
It would be a big defensive down here for the Goblins.
Lockhart pumps, delivers just a bit high. He was looking for Austin White there. Not able to connect. And we will see. Yep, they will send out Mateo. Perrick will try to boot this one in. This will go as unofficially a 32-yarder. A 32-yarder is not too bad for a high school kicker here.
Not at all.
So the snap is a little bit low. Perrick gets it up, and with plenty of leg, but it is no good.
Definitely had the distance and kicking into the wind there.
A strong leg there, just I couldn't quite tell where it missed. I think he might have pulled that one, from judging from where it landed there on the back end.
Well, a nice job by the Broadway defense being able to get out of that, because they definitely put Harrisonburg in great field position. So big time stop for them, and now's an opportunity for them to, come out and hopefully put some points on the board for the first time in tonight's game.
Yeah, they're getting to hit the reset button. They're starting from that 20 like they started the half anyway. They did a nice job of holding that Harrisonburg offense down, forcing a field goal attempt. So Lohr's going to drop straight back and throw to Suitors on the side. And that'll go as a gain of 5 on the play. Suitors has been pretty sure-handed on every one of Lohr's throws, so that might be something to watch here in the second half.
Definitely, and we talked early about him, a quarterback himself as well, so that kind of quarterback-to-quarterback connection that they have. But he has done a nice job of catching and getting those yards upfield.
Yeah, Suitors can throw. He is also very efficient on the read option. And I'm sure, as much as they've used Cruz tonight, that he has created quite the duo back there. And that's going to be another false start. That looks like that's going to be on a receiver. And the tough night continues for Nate Tennell. That'll go on him. And set it back up at 2nd and 10. So back to the 20-yard line for Broadway. Great shot there. As you can see, the gray gobbler on the green helmet with the white stripes. Harrisonburg in their white with navy sleeves and navy pants. Snap goes to Lohr. He hands off to that is Cruz again. He takes it across the 25 and we'll take it up to about the 27-yard line, make it a little bit more of a manageable third down. And we have a player down on the field. That looks like it's Jose Ayala. Here you'll see on the Nationwide Insurance Mike and Tammy Jenkins replay. So great run there. We will take a break for the injured player. We'll be right back after this.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. It's hard to stop a train.
Who's Jamie playing? Played. (21-0) your score. Harrisonburg on top. 6 minutes and 22 seconds left to go in the third quarter. A 3rd and 4 from the 27-yard line here to come for the Gobblers. Shotgun set. Lohr takes the snap. He's looking right, then comes back left, ends up taking the sack. We have another flag on the play.
I guess, you know, when there's that much time, probably holding. Yeah,
yep.
Holding on the Gobblers there. And I think Lohr, again, he was looking outside for Bryce Suiters over here on the right side, just with a man-to-man coverage. And I don't know if Suiters got slipped up a little bit, but was a little slow running that route. And Lohr didn't have much to do with it.
So that'll go as a loss of 6 on the sack. And it'll be a 4th down and 10 from the 20. This time, I believe Coach Lutz will elect to kick it deep, where Harrisonburg has, I'd say 2.5, because Victor Lynch is back there himself. But also Austin White and Jaheim Anderson. Rugby-style kick is a deep one. It is over the head of White. And a great job there by the punter of Broadway. And again, that is Cruz. He's done it all tonight.
Exactly. Tough go about it here for Broadway early. They haven't got past their own 25 from an offensive standpoint. So did a great job in that first series defensively, stopping Harrisonburg, not allowing them to put points on the board. But haven't been able to do much from an offensive perspective so far.
A good job of Cruz at almost flipping the field. I won't quite say flipping it as much, but they are now on the other side of midfield. After that pretty good punt there, Harrisonburg will start their drive from the 40-yard line. Kai Lockhart will run near side, trying to get to the corner. He'll cut it back, and he's made a move. He's up the sideline to the 30. The 20's got one man to beat. He's going to tiptoe his way down the sideline. Did he stay in? No, they took him out at the 2-yard line. What a run by Kai Lockhart. He continues to impress tonight.
He certainly does, and even with the run, not only the pass plays, but the run, he's so patient. He kind of stays behind those blockers until he sees, you know, a little glimpse of light, and then he's gone. And once again, you saw as he got closer to the end zone, went with that hesitation again, but stepped out a little early.
And here we'll see it on the Mike and Tammy Jenkins Insurance. Just a great cutback. At that point, it really didn't look like he had any space. Maybe if we can slow it down here towards the end to see if he stayed in bounds or not. Oh, great call by the official. He did. He went out at about the 2-yard line. Great shot by Grant down there on the field.
I believe he needed a little breather after that one. We're seeing White come in here to take this. No, just kidding. Lockhart is out there. Excuse me.
But he does need that breather, and they will take a timeout, as will we. 21-0. Harrisonburg threatening another score.
Bob Wade Subaru, a non-corporately owned family dealership founded 37 years ago by Bob Wade, whose vision was to help people buy cars with professionalism and care. Today we have those same values that provide the car buying experience with that personal touch that you won't find anywhere else. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Score with the Wade way.
Eagle Carpet has been serving the Valley for the past 54 years and is looking forward to the next 50.
Our experienced staff offers the best local service in the industry and the widest selection of products available on the market today, including luxury vinyl planks, ceramic and porcelain tiles, and a large selection of long-lasting carpets. Finish your home improvement project with paints from Porter and PPG. For the best selection of quality products, expert installation, and competitive prices, there is no better choice than Eagle Carpet.
Back, and we are talking about JMU football tomorrow. They will take on the longtime rival William and Mary at 3:30. I'm Ty Comer along with Nikki Newman, as you saw on that graphic there that popped up. So first and goal from the 3, maybe the 2-yard line. And here Lockhart yet again under center. A pitch goes to Lynch. He's going to take it to the corner, and he's in easily there for the touchdown. So his second touchdown of the night, Victor Lynch. That will move the score to 27-0 here in Broadway.
And I want to say that the 2 times that Victor Lynch has touched the ball tonight, he scored. Originally in the first half on that pass play, and then right there just the little rush touchdown. But we haven't seen the ball go to too many other people besides Lockhart and Lynch, but definitely being productive offensively.
That second half touchdown brought to you by Star Heating and Cooling, and this extra point on the way from Mateo Perrick. Well, that is sponsored by Blue Ridge Bank. Perrick will get it and kick it high and deep. It would have been good if it would not have been for a flag. That is a false start on the offense. And that'll move them back. That'll just make it 5 yards deeper from Mateo. As we've seen, it's really not the distance that he will struggle with, but that 5 yards deeper will make it a little bit tougher to kick it through those uprights, as we've already seen him miss from about 32 yards. This will be about a 25-yarder for the extra point. Snap is good. Kick is up. And it is good. 28-0 your score. Harrisonburg on top of Broadway. We'll take a break. 5 minutes and 43 seconds left in this third quarter.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues.
Easily there for the touchdown.
It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
For this Valley District matchup, 28-0 your score. Harrisonburg adding to their 21-point lead at half. And with that 2-yard touchdown rush by Victor Lynch, his second of the ball game. He also caught one from the arm of Kai Lockhart earlier. But now Mateo Perrick will kick off, and this Broadway offense is going to have to try to score at some point. I mean, I know they're trying, but they're going to have to try to push one across it to make sure this thing doesn't get ugly at least.
And the thing with, again, it's not that their defense is playing bad. Mainly a lot of the touchdowns, or at least the plays that have put them in good field position, Harrisonburg, have just been those big plays, those long rushing plays. So not terrible defense either.
This will be Souters on the return. A great open field tackle there from number 26. And at the end of the play, yet again, a penalty flag is thrown. That is Dunstan Williams on the tackle. That'll be holding on the receiving team. So that'll back them up even further into their own territory. And again, not where you want to start a drive if you're trying to get some points on the board to salvage some face here. So 5 minutes and 36 seconds left to go in this third quarter.
I'm sure a point of emphasis going back and watching the game film for these Broadway coaches might be a little stomach turning just because of all the penalties that have been called and, you know, those loss of yardage that could be avoided.
Broadway starts the drive. 1st and 10 from their own 10. 2 receivers near, 1 to the far side. Lure takes the snap. The handoff will go to Cruz. Not a lot of room for him there. Wrapped up by a host of Harrisonburg tacklers. It has been tough sledding here in the second half for this Broadway offense. It's been tough sledding the entire time, but not many chunk plays have come the way of Broadway. Because they saw a few plays break out for 13, 14 yards in the first half. They have not gotten that here in the second.
And the tough thing is there in the first half especially, there were those opportunities for them, just didn't capitalize.
High snap brought down by Lure. He's going to keep it himself. He takes it up across the 15 to about the 16. And that'll make for a 3rd down.
And a little surprised there that Lure decided to cut back kind of towards the middle. It almost seemed like he had that outside edge to try to get to. Maybe he knows his speed a little bit better than the viewpoint from up here. But looks like he could have picked up a few more if he would have kept it outside.
Yeah, that Harrisonburg defense is flying around. They are fast. Maybe a little bit of intimidation running around the outside. 3rd and 4 from their own 17. Broadway's got to get going here. Got to have a 1st down. Snap goes to Lure. He's looking to pass. Pressure coming from the blind side. That could have been bad. Pass out to Cruz, but Cruz cannot make the man miss that he needed to, and that will go down as another 4th down, possibly a 3 and out here for Broadway.
I believe we all did tense up a little bit there. Gabe Perot from the outside there. Laura definitely didn't see that one coming from behind.
So it'll be Cruz to kick again. 4th down. Two men deep again. This time Austin White a little bit deeper. This time right at Austin White. Nice fielding play there. He's going to take it upfield. Broadway with a nice tackle there on the far sideline right in front of the Harrisonburg bench. That's where Harrisonburg will take over at about the 49-yard line in Broadway territory.
That is something Broadway has done well in this game when they have punted the ball. Their players really getting downfield and not allowing Harrisonburg that much time or that much room to do anything.
Yeah, the punt and kick coverage has been good. I think the very opening kickoff, Harrisonburg ripped off a pretty good return. But other than that, Broadway's done a nice job at keeping that at bay. And there are some playmakers that are back there to field those punts too. So not an easy job at all for that Broadway kick and punt coverage team. Drop back for Kai, and he throws far side, and that'll be a gain of 2. Gain of about 3 maybe. And that's something that Harrisonburg's done well as well as that when they've gotten opportunities for those little 3 and 4 yard plays, they're making the catch. You know, it's making for a more manageable 2nd down, more manageable 3rd down, whatever it may be. Broadway has struggled in the passing game, you know, period. But at the same time, especially early in the downs. Lockhart cuts it to the middle. He slips. There's a flag on the play. He got just across the 45-yard line to about the 44.
That's going to be against Broadway. And Harrisonburg's in a position now with a 28-0 lead where you would think they could open up the playbook a little bit more. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw some different looks offensively for the Blue Streaks.
So this is probably not the best sign here, as explaining a call to the head coach of the Gobblers, Brad Lutz. So I'm guessing this is probably going to be a penalty on Broadway whenever the call is made. Personal foul on Harrisonburg. Or on Broadway, excuse me. So another 15-yard gain off of just penalties. And you're right, I would love to see, if we had a statistician or something like that, the amount of yards gained from both sides on
absolutely.
penalties.
Should have just started keeping a tally mark of penalties.
No doubt. So now it'll be 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Screen pass out to the far side. They'll take it forward for about 6 or 7 yards there, so a great first down play there for Harrisonburg.
At this point in the game, too, you can almost see the energy of Broadway has just diminished, especially starting in that third quarter, not being able to get much to happen, and you're really starting to see it wear on them.
Absolutely. They are slowing down just a bit. We mentioned in the pregame show that a low-scoring game would favor Broadway. However, Harrisonburg has put up 28 on that defense. Kai Lockhart looking right, a little pump, and the throw to Jaheim Anderson. He comes back and makes, he just drops it there at the end. He almost made a great play at coming back on the ball and was not able to reel it in.
It was a really nice adjustment by Jaheim Anderson there, but again, also good coverage that time by the secondary for Broadway.
A little pump and go there from Lockhart. Oh, he really never had it. Okay. But a nice attempt anyway there from Jaheim Anderson. So a 3rd and 4 now from the 24-yard line. Into the wind, this would definitely be a tough kick for Mateo. Keeper for Lockhart. He will be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. And that'll be 4th and 4. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Thurman does here.
It'll be tough because it's, you almost have to go for it in this situation. It's a little too close to be able to punt. And like you mentioned, probably a little too far for a field goal attempt. So it does look like they're going to go for it on 4th.
Lockhart will stay on the field. And Harrisonburg will elect to go for it. Shotgun set, 2 receivers on either side. Jaheim Anderson seems to be the favorite target. He's on the near side. Deep pass to Harrisonburg and caught by Austin White, inbounds for a first down. A great play there from Harrisonburg.
And not only that, we have another flag on the play. And I believe this one might be a late hit on the quarterback after the throw. Not 100% sure, but it actually looks like there are 2 penalty flags down. So this will be interesting to see what we have here.
Yeah, one definitely in the backfield. So either what you said, a late hit on the quarterback, maybe a hold. There's also one closer to the line of scrimmage.
It's almost one of those things, too, you can kind of tell by the players on the field. I don't necessarily, yep, you got the holding. Okay.
Holding on Broadway. Personal foul, roughing the passer on number 54 of Broadway as well. So I'm guessing they will take the penalty of, they might just decline the penalty actually.
At this point, at the 10-yard line, that pass play.
So tough to see there, but a great catch there, getting a foot in by Austin White. And a great call there by the officials as well. Great shot there by Stuart Simonite. We will mention all of our cameramen by name, as well as the men in the truck, men and women in the truck. Sorry, Ann. Timeout will go to Broadway. We will take a break with only 31 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. 28-0 the lead for Harrisonburg.
Over there and ask them if they know how many penalties there's been.
Yeah.
Life happens everywhere. Like it never even happened, only happens here. The cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicare Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just another way we put your needs first.
We are back in Broadway, 28-0 the score, 31 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. It is a first down and goal from the 4-yard line. Set up by the spectacular catch by Austin White. Handoff to White, who throws, and it's going to be a touchdown. That's a different one. Usually you see the flea flicker go back, but this time touchdown, number 85, Jason Walker.
It's definitely a tough one because you have to be aware of where you're at on the field as well to be able to make that second pass.
And here we'll see it on the Jenkins Insurance replay. Didn't have to be pretty, but it got the job done. And that touchdown brought to you by Star Heating and Cooling, Blue Ridge Bank, sponsoring this extra point coming from Mateo Perrick. Kick is up, deep, and it is good. 35-0 now the score. 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter. We will take a break and we'll bring it right back after this.
Bob Wade Subaru, a non-corporately owned family dealership founded 37 years ago by Bob Wade, whose vision was to help people buy cars with professionalism and care. Today we have those same values that provide the car buying experience with that personal touch that you won't find anywhere else. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Score with the Wade way.
Eagle Carpet has been serving the Valley for the past 54 years and is looking forward to the next 50.
Our experienced staff offers the best local service in the industry and the widest selection of products available on the market today, including luxury vinyl planks, ceramic and porcelain tiles, and a large selection of long-lasting carpets. Finish your home improvement project with paints from Porter and PPG. For the best selection of quality products, expert installation, and competitive prices, there is no better choice than Eagle Carpet.
We know that every penny counts, and prescription costs add up quickly. That's why at Medicare Pharmacy, our prices are always competitive or better than what you'll find at the big box stores. Just another way we put your needs first.
The score here, Mateo Perrick ready to kick another one away. Our kickoffs brought to you by Lowe Brothers Construction in this third quarter. We will now have a running clock apparently. As it is now under 10, so this might be the last play of the third quarter. The third quarter brought to you by CL Custom. Cruz will take the kick and be brought down at the 20-yard line, and that will end the third quarter. So we are heading to the fourth, 35-0 the score. We will have a running clock in the fourth quarter. We'll bring it back right after these words from our sponsors.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard.
You can tell, just look at the two coaches. I'm like,
It's hard to stop a train.
Clear to zip. Break a little. That's good. Good job. Game on.
Nothing the score. Harrisonburg on top of Broadway, starting the fourth quarter. Handoff will go to Cruz. He's going to take it near side, and he's got a little bit of room to run there, and we'll take it almost first down yardage.
That's probably been close to his longest run of the night so far. I believe he did pick up the first down, so a 10-yard gain there.
He did. And so the clock is now stopped, but it will resume to run. As we mentioned, the running clock I'm guessing that happens after a 35-point lead. So any out-of-bounds play, any first down play, while it will stop momentarily, it will continue to run. So now 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. That play went for exactly 10. They started on their 20 once again. Handoff from Lohr to Cruz. A good tackle there in the middle by number 54 for the Blue Streaks. That is Kane Wilson on the play. 5'11", 223 pounds. He is a solid-looking young man.
Man, that goes almost across the line for that defensive front there for Harrisonburg. A lot of big guys like we mentioned earlier.
2nd down and 6, so a gain of 4 there for Cruz. Shotgun set. 2 receivers near side. There's an up back to Lohr's left. Handoff goes to Cruz. He's going to be racked up in the backfield. That is yet again number 54 on the play. As we mentioned, Kane Wilson. So that's 2 straight plays that Kane Wilson has made a great tackle on Cruz.
Heads-up plays there coming off the, I believe it's on the defensive end position there on the line for Harrisonburg. Right side.
So a 3rd and 9 from the 31 now. Coach Thurman looking on. Coach Lutz also looking on. 9 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in the ball game. 2 receivers out wide for Lohr. He rolls slightly to the right. He gets hit as he throws, and that'll be incomplete.
It's one of those tough ones there. I think he wanted to get the ball out of his hands quick because he saw the pressure coming right away.
Yeah, a couple breakdowns on that offensive line that we've seen on the past 2 plays. One on the tackle by Wilson.
And I think, again, it goes back to, because they did a tremendous job in the first half with their blocking coverage, and just a matter of wearing down throughout the game and not necessarily staying on blocks as long as possible or even finding the blocks they're supposed to be getting.
So they will line up for a punt here on the 31. Anderson and White back to take the punt. Snap will go to Cruz. Rugby-style punt. Another good one, end over end. And a fair catch made at about the 39-yard line by Austin White. So the Blue Streaks will set up their offense there yet again, up 35-0. And as you mentioned, Nikki, we might see a little bit of razzle-dazzle, and we did with that last touchdown on these different offensive looks that they can kind of open up that playbook.
Absolutely, and a point in the game now, too, time's ticking down, 35-0. You don't want to do anything, too crazy, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw maybe some of those second-string guys coming into the game at this point trying to stay injury-free, escape the game without any injuries as well.
We will keep an eye on that for sure. For the time being, I believe Kai is back out there. Now this is a different quarterback now. We will get you his name in just a minute. Handoff goes to a running back for the first time in, it seems like, the foreseeable or the past, that the near past. I can't remember the last time they handed off to the running back is what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah, I can't either, because a lot of times we would see it go directly to Lockhart, and he would be the one to run with the ball. But I believe the new quarterback in is sophomore Ryan Muncie. And the handoff that time, number 28. But I'm not seeing a 28 on the roster here, so maybe that's not 28.
We'll find out. Another handoff. It's a shame that we can't say his name because he's getting quite a bit of carries here. Well, when it comes to Harrisonburg, getting a lot of carries for those running backs, not many to go around. I think that's Dunstan Williams. That's actually 26.
There we go. I mean, when you see that viewpoint there, little compared to the rest of the guys in there.
Dunstan Williams did make a nice open field tackle on a kickoff. I do remember saying his name then. It'll be interesting to see if they'll let Ryan Muncie throw here. Under 7 minutes and ticking. He tries to get outside, cannot get away from the Broadway defense, and they will rough him up in the backfield for a sack. So now 4th down and long. Harrisonburg won't do anything too crazy. They will elect to punt. Here we see it on the Jenkins Insurance replay. A great tackle, or at least holding him up there from number 20. That's Nate Tennell. Otherwise, he's had a pretty rough night, but on that play there, he came through and made a nice play. So Mateo Perrick will kick it deep. Broadway sending a lot of people after that punt. A good punt will roll out at about the 20-yard line. So stop me if you've heard this before. Broadway will set up their offense on the 20-yard line, trying to find some bit of offense that will work here for them against Harrisonburg.
Hopefully they can come alive for a little bit. It would be great if they could get a touchdown under their belts in this first district game for them. But on the flip side of things, I think somebody to definitely pay attention to, just in terms of furthering their career, is Mateo Perrick as a special teams kicker. I mean, we've seen all night long he's been very impressive.
Big boot there. Had the wind at his back, as you can see by the flag just above the scoreboard. The clock will now start to run on Broadway. As you mentioned, probably a big thing for them is that they would like to get a score here late in the ball game to at least have a good feeling about something tonight. Pass goes up the field. Great pass from Lohr. Catch made for a first down. That'll go to number 2 on the play. That is Hunter Kaplinger. So 15 yards through the air there for Lohr. Kaplinger on the receiving end. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line here with 5 minutes left to go in the 4th. Lohr will drop back yet again. He's looking deep. He's got a man. That's Suiters. He's got him. Suiters will be brought down at about the 21-yard line. But that's exactly what we're talking about right there, Nikki. Something to feel good about.
Exactly, just that momentum, and you wish that they could have had it a little earlier on, but just right here, a great pass from Lohr to Suiters, and just a nice catch, and huge gain for Broadway, their biggest of the night so far.
Suiters has been that favorite target of Lohr. He's gone to him quite often, and when he has, he's really, it's paid off. We haven't been able to say that much about their passing game tonight, but when Suiters has found a way open, good things have come. Looking long again, he's got, and a catch in the back of the end zone for Nate Tennell. As we mentioned, it's been a tough night with the hands for Nate Tennell, but that will make him feel a little bit better there. A long pass from Lohr to Tennell in the back left corner of the end zone.
Exactly, and you saw that defensive back for Harrisonburg, Edgar Ramirez. I think he was hoping for like a push-off call, pass interference offensively, because kind of just stopped on the play, and you see he lost it right there too. But again, just a great connection, confidence in Lohr and his receivers catching the ball here in the 4th quarter.
So Broadway will not be shut out. That touchdown brought to you by Star Heating and Cooling. This extra point brought to you by Blue Ridge Bank. The kick is up, and it is good. So 35-7 here with 4 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. Broadway gets out of the shutout danger zone. We will take a break, and we'll be right back after this.
Life happens everywhere. Like it never even happened, only happens here. The cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro.
Bob Wade Subaru, a non-corporately owned family dealership founded 37 years ago by Bob Wade, whose vision was to help people buy cars with professionalism and care. Today we have those same values that provide the car buying experience with that personal touch that you won't find anywhere else. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Score it the Wade way.
Eagle Carpet has been serving the Valley for the past 54 years and is looking forward to the next 50.
Our experienced staff offers the best local service in the industry and the widest selection of products available on the market today, including luxury vinyl planks, ceramic and porcelain tiles, and a large selection of long-lasting carpets. Finish your home improvement project with paints from Porter and PPG. For the best selection of quality products, expert installation, and competitive prices, there is no better choice than Eagle Carpet.
35-7 now the score. Broadway on that long pass to Nate Tennell, avoiding the shutout. 35-7, as we mentioned. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the ball game. So this will be the first time that Cruz kicks off. And he's going to go with a low line drive kick right at Jaheim Anderson. Anderson will take the kick, and he's got a lot of room to run on that far sideline. He streaks up the side and gets taken down at about the 45-yard line, so that is where Harrisonburg will set up their offense. Oh, we've got a break in the action. I want to thank the crew of Telemedia for all their hard work on a great production of tonight's game. Our director tonight has been Jeff Salem. It has been Austin Folsom on replay. Running graphics is Ann Floyd. And camera ops, we have Grant Folsom on the field. We have Cody Troyer on the game camera, and we have Stuart Simonite on the high and tight. A great job by everybody involved tonight. So into the I formation. Pitch goes to Dunston, and he will bounce forward across the 50, down to about the 49. So about 6 yards, maybe even 7 on the play.
A nice job there just to keep moving. You saw Suiters coming from, I believe, that linebacker position and just wasn't able to get the original tackle. He got a piece of the jersey, I think.
This fourth quarter has been brought to you by Mulligan's Golf Center. It's been a quick one with this running clock. I formation. Ryan Muncie under center. He's looking to pass. He's got a man deep. He elects to tuck it and run, and he'll be close to the first down. Trying to get to the 46. He will be just short. He'll be at the 47. It'll set up a 3rd down and 1. I don't know if you saw that one or not, Nikki, but he had number 15 streaking down the side with really nobody on him. I don't see number 15 on our roster here, so.
Yeah, there isn't, but
he's out there.
He is.
And he was open. That would have been really fun trying to figure out what his name was as he scored. So Muncie much more comfortable under center than I guess what Kai Lockhart is. He will pitch another one to Williams. He'll bounce it outside, trying to get upfield, and he's got the first down.
Definitely see he has some speed on him as well. Up outside there and pick up the first down.
So Williams, smaller kid, as you mentioned earlier, 5'6", 145 pounds.
Those are those running backs that, you know, you look at it from two different perspectives. Yeah, he's small, so that can, you know, cause some issues. But at the same time, those are those guys who can kind of sneak behind their linemen and hide from defenders and just hit those open spots.
Ooh, handoff goes to a newly inserted player into the ballgame. That is Xander Colazzo, and he got drilled on that play.
Probably not exactly how you wanted to start your first play off.
And that is number 54 on the play, as you saw there on our replay. And that is Silas Caldwell. That's the first time we've said his name tonight. And a big tackle by the big man up front. So 2nd down and 14 from the 47-yard line. Harrisonburg in enemy territory. Muncie will get the sign and go under center yet again. And the pitch this time, still not much room for Colazzo. That time not as big a hit on him, but still not much room to run for him. So 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the ball game. 3rd and 16. We'll see if Harrisonburg tries to basically end this ball game by throwing deep. Ball on the 48. 3 minutes and 16 seconds left to go, or 3rd down and 16. Good Lord. It's the end of the night. It's a little bit later than usual, too, as we started this ball game at 7:30. Most high school games start at 7.
They do, and it's been quite the turn of events if you want to talk penalties.
Yeah. 18 penalties is what we're being told.
Being told, unofficial. It feels like there's been a whole lot more.
Absolutely. Maybe that's 18 different plays that have had penalties on them.
Right.
But there have been a lot racked up. Broadway will call a timeout, and we'll take one as well. 1 minute and 38 seconds left to go in this ball game. We'll be right back after this.
It's hard to stop a train. Really hard.
(35-7) the score. Harrisonburg about to punt deep to Bryce Suiters, as well as Brandon Cruz, who will also go back with Suitors. 1 minute and 38 seconds left to go in this ball game. Oh, and a fake to the up back, and he's got room to run. That's number 14 on the play. Ooh, big hit there from Cruz, but not until the first down was made by Pierre Mbala.
Definitely an interesting play call there to go for it, but again, it's one of those situations where you kind of practice some things that you want to do. Don't necessarily need the first down on that one.
A big hit there from Cruz on Mbala, but the snap to the up back. And now what coaches love to call victory formation. Muncie will be under center, taking the snap and taking a knee. And he's going to drain that clock all the way down. And he steps back a few times and takes the knee. We are under a minute. I guess one more time will do the trick here on 2nd down and 13. So, boy, a really good ball game if you're Harrisonburg. The Gobblers have quite a few things that they want to clean up, and a few things that they need to really emphasize in practice this week. And Coach Lutz, is going to have a busy day or busy week at practice.
I would definitely say so. A little extracurricular here again.
So that will be it. That'll be the end of this ball game. 35-7 the score. The Blue Streaks come on the road and get a victory, moving their record to 2-3 and moving Broadway's record to 1-4. These teams will both be in action at JMU next weekend for that little jamboree that they always do there. So, Nikki, any final thoughts on tonight's ball game?
You have to be pleased if you're Chris Thurman and Harrisonburg Blue Streaks, and like you said, Broadway's going to have a lot to watch, and a lot that they're going to want to improve on, I'd say, going into next weekend.
So as we get ready to sign off tonight, we want to send a big thank you to all of our sponsors. Also, we want to send a thanks to a sponsor that we forgot to mention tonight, Enterprise Travel on South Main Street for all your car or van rental needs. We forgot to put that one in there, but we got it to you. Better late than never, I guess they say. Without the sponsors, the production of the Game of the Week wouldn't be possible. So thank you guys so much for that. That will finish us up here tonight from Broadway High School. Your final score, 35-7, Harrisonburg over Broadway. Join us for next week's production when we travel to, not sure where we're traveling to. I'm guessing we're going to be at JMU for a couple of those, but haven't been told. Yeah. For Nikki Newman, I'm Ty Comer. This has been a presentation of Telemedia Productions and Shenandoah Valley Sports. So long, everybody. To score, deep pass to number 3. That's Cruz. He's got it, and he takes it in for the touchdown.